Okay, and we're back with another persona for Arena Ultimax episode P3. Okay, so we went through. Well, it's a bit slower than episode P4 because episode P4 we're able to do like 25%. Okay, 25% each time. Here, I would say like around 20-ish. Okay, so there's probably gonna be 3 more streams about it. Okay, and I know I'm a bit late today, but work was hell earlier today. Okay, work was hell, and tomorrow's gonna be even more hell. But at least, at least I'm not alone. That's all I gotta say. Okay. Oh, now, last time we were here, okay, basically, like, as you guys know, the original, like the Shadow Operative members, okay, the official Shadow Operative member are Mitsuru and Aegis, right? Okay, and they are in this from the very beginning. Okay, in episode P, they enter during the event of P4 Arena. Okay, during the episode of P4 Arena, like Mitsuru, Akiko, and Aegis, they went and saved Labris, right? Okay, so that much we know, and they've already are familiar with it. But like there are also other P3 members, okay? So mostly we have Yukari, we have Ken, okay? And of course we have Junpei. So they have no idea about what happened in Inaba, okay? So they only get acquainted when episode P3 start here, okay? So like right now they're just we're kind of like saw each and every one of them. Where were they at before the start of the dark hourification of Yasuo Inaba, okay? And after that, like we're kind of shown where are they going, okay? So now basically the team is split up between Ken, Junpei, Yukari, and Labris managed to meet up with Ken and Akihiko. Okay, but as for now, let's go with this. Okay, let's go with Yukari, because in episode P4 we did see that she is the one who meet up with Fuka, and there's a bit of a sign that the P4 members, like they are already there, but they haven't meet up with the P3 members. Okay. With Teddy as a guide, we climb the hills leading to the tower. I see what appears to be the gate of the school, and there's a sign on the wall reading Yasukami High School. The building ahead of us looked like an ordinary school at first glance, but when I look up, there are a huge number of things wrong with it.
こんなの3年前以来だよ。
Even from up close, it's strikingly similar to Tartarus. Yeah, if you guys forgot, Tartarus actually like appear on top of the Gekkokan High. Okay. Even from up close, it's strikingly similar to Tartarus, a nest of death where shadows roam free, and a tower of darkness built to summon death itself. But that's not all. Strange markings line the ground and walls, all the way from the gate to the school building itself. Posters have been put up on the walls and even in the windows, oddly matching the eeriness of the building.
なんか学園祭みたいだね。鋼のシスコン番長？
あ、
それは先生クマよ。先生はとっても強くって優しくって頼れるリーダークマ。こっちはちえちゃんね。ちえちゃんは毎日すんごい特訓しとるクマ。ついでに食欲もすんごいけんども。
Teddy points out the different posters one after another and happily tells me about his friends. Seeing him like this, I gotta sense how much he values his friendship with these people. They must be a great bunch of people.
あら、みつる先輩のポスターもある。ここの処刑場。
ゆかちゃん、どうしたクマ？みっちゃんがどうかした？
ちょっとね、修学旅行の時のことを思い出しちゃって。
おお、処刑ね。クマも経験あるクマよ。
処刑したことあるの？
いやー、されたクマよ。クマの無邪気な好奇心を許さぬ氷の鉄槌。思い出すだけでも身震いが止まらんクマ。
ああ、だいたい想像つくわ。あなた見てると思い浮かぶ顔があるんだよね。うちにもバカが一人いてさ。
お、ラッキー。ゆかりちゃん。
Junpei!
順平？
Yeah, Junpei was the only member who was not on the helicopter. But amazingly, he fell asleep on the train and the train leads to Yasuinaba. What a coincidence! I'm surprised to see the next phase. Wait a second, I have to consider what happened with the copy of Mitsuru from earlier. He's wearing baseball uniform for some reason. Could this be another fake? I put some distance between us and knock an
止
arrow.
まりなさい。駅で待ってろって言った順平がなんでこんなとこにいんのよ。
He's too dumb for him to follow orders.
ああ、待て待て待てって。感動の再会にそれはないっしょ。あ、まさかまた化け物のゆかりっちか？
Oh.
化け物の私？もしかして本物の順平なの？
くんくん、もわー、汗くさかー。まったく、かぐ方の身にもなってほしいクマ。あのおっさん、本物ね。
お前、さっきのテレビに出てたやつ？なんでゆかりっちと？
なんでって、ゆかちゃんのナイトだからに決まってるでしょう。いわゆる永遠の愛のちぎりクマよ。
永遠のちぎりだ。
ゆかちゃん、この日でお知り合いクマ？偽物じゃないみたいやけんども。
まあね。元気そうじゃない順平。
ああ、そういうこと。ってバカ言わないでよ。正真正銘俺っちは本物だっつの。
I can kind of tell too. The baseless confidence in himself. Yep, it's probably the real Junpei.
無事でよかったわ。てかごめん。駅で待ってろって言ったけど、途中でみつる先輩たちがピンチって聞いてさ。
ああ、大丈夫大丈夫。俺っちもフラフラしてたっつうかさ。それよか、桐城先輩たちが捕まったってマジかよ。
それがさ。
I'm a little relieved to be able to meet up with a familiar face. We trade some nostalgic banter while we share what we've learned about what's happening in Inaba. I had my doubts when I heard how Junpei miraculously ended up in Inaba, even before the rest of us, but I guess that's just like him. He barely had a grasp of the situation and he keeps going on about how cute girls he met at Junes is. I don't want to hear about that stuff. At least I learned about the persona users in this town are acting on their own during this unusual phenomenon. If I'm not mistaken, he did save Yukiko, right? Was it? I think so. Yeah, it is. I was right. It is Yukiko and Lisa-chan.
おうともよ。二人ともピンピンしてたぜ。最近の女子高生はたくましいっつうかなんつうか。
And Rise, he's a big fan of Rise from the looks of it.
ところでその君誰？なんだっけ、熊総統ってやつ？
待てー！あんな偽グマと一緒にされたら心外ね。クマはブリッジオンリーワンのクマクマよ。
Yeah, I don't intend to push too many questions on the poor guy, but Teddy's existence is something of a mystery. What I do know is that he's an Inaba persona user and he's not an enemy.
クマ総統ってのはこのクマくんの偽物みたいよ。クマくんはこの町のペルソナ使いでさ、仲間の子たちを探してるんだって。
え？ペルソナ使えんの？完全ただの着ぐるみだと思ってたわ。
待てー。 るみじゃないクマよ。ペルソナだって中身だってちゃんとあるクマ。ほり
Inside, Teddy suddenly undoes his zipper. Huh? That's on removal. Oh, that's removal. Oh,
everybody.
oh, this is gonna be fun.
あ、外国人。
What the? What's going on here? The sudden appearance of this young kid inside the suit is startling. Actually, even before that,
髪あったんだ。
逆難しようと思って頑張って生やしたんだ。よろしくね、順平。
ああ、ゆう、日本語少しおかしい。
it's actually happened to me when I was in Japan. Like me and my friends were like talking in English, okay, and like we're chatting and chatting and chatting, and then like we stopped by at the shop. Oh yeah, let's stop by. And like the waiter or the waitress doesn't like how to do us, like, and then like Nihongo de kikoyo. So like speaking Japanese, and like, they say like how are you, and like then after that, like I cracked some jokes in Japanese, and like, okay, finally she's able to like serve us properly. Like the moment you could even say Japanese is like for the Japanese, okay? English is like a fear, okay? It's like a phobia of them. The phobia of hearing a different language, you know? Like their brains will not be able to work. And you can also because I'm Asian, it's still okay unless I open my mouth and speak in a different language. But if you look like this guy, if you look like Teddy, there's a high chance like even though you're speaking fluently in Japanese, they will still panic.
人間はえない。逆難女の子する。
なんであんたが片言になってんのよ。っていうか、びっくりした。
あれれ、ごめんね。クマ、ゆかちゃんのこと驚かせちゃったかな。
なんかこっちの方がやりづらいな。せっかくで悪いけどさ、着ぐるみ着といてくれる？
あら、クマせっかく出てきたのにな。でもゆかちゃんはクマ毛のクマの方が好きっていうことだよね。じゃーん、ふりふり、こっちのクマに戻ったクマよ。遠慮なくスリスリしてくれていいクマ。
ほら、バカやってないで2人とも中入るよ。みつる先輩たち早く見つけなきゃ。
あ、おう。
クマクマ。
Just when we're about to go inside, Teddy suddenly stops and stands up straight. Why? Could his keen nose really work when he's wearing that costume? Oh wait, if anything, that costume is his real nose, isn't it?
早速誰かの反応があるクマ。あとはシャドウのラクシアン。はー、ちいクマ。
Yeah, I'm not even going to question his sneezing anymore either. Is this someone he mentions related to Mitsuru Senpai or Akiko Senpai or the others? Teddy runs off still sneezing. We take a side path to make a detour around the school building and see a gymnasium up ahead. The entrance of the door is covered by a poster of a boy labeled the Beefcake Emperor. That name, it's Tatsumi Kanji, isn't it?
漢字クマね。男の勝負が大好きで抱きついたり突き刺しちゃうのが大得意クマ。
いや、このポスター嫌な予感しかしない。下手に突入して突入されてはかなわん。別の道を探そう。そうしよう。
バカ言わないでよ。ここに誰かがいるんでしょ。ほら行くよ。
I made Junpei open the door despite his protesting. The central area inside the gym is open, though the chairs are stacked high up all around. Wait a second. High up all around. Reaching almost to the ceiling, a blonde, well-built young man is standing in the open, clearly waiting for us. There's no mistaking him. It's Tatsumi Kanji, whose face is on the poster we just saw.
ようやく来やがったか。
あん、いらっしゃい。僕ずっと待ってたんだからね。じゅんぺい。
Uh-oh.
一応聞くけど、あんたあの子と知り合い？
なわけねえだろ。どんなお知り合いだっつの。つかなんで俺っちが指名出せよ。おいクマくんとやら、あれって君の仲間っしょ。匂い嗅いで偽物かどうか見てくれよ。
ご遠慮しておくま。あのしなしなーっとした感じは偽物くばよ。匂いなんかかがんでも危険信号ビンビンでしょ。
ビンビン来てるのはこっちよ。もう我慢できない。リングインしちゃうわ。
Kanji-kun follows loudly, and 4 pillars descend, surrounding us. Well, I knew this was coming. This obviously was a fake. It's obviously a fake. In order to find that someone Teddy was talking about, we'll have to fight our way past this.
よし、みんな気合い入れていけ。俺っちはここで全力で応援してっから。
何言ってんのよ、あんたも戦うの？さっさと蹴りつけるわよ。
そう簡単には行かせないわよ。
行くぞ、こら。
Of course I like Teddy the most, right? I feel Teddy's like the most easiest to use, but I'm just gonna use Junpei. Yukari is a bit hard because of the bow.
Round final.
Seriously? That's a fight with this BGM? Seriously? I was not able to use the finisher. That face. As Junpei stumbles through whatever he's trying to say, the fake Kanji-kun crumbles and loses its shape. The sparkles of light that it spits out float up to the high ceiling and dissipate from view.
誰かの反応はこっちかば。順平、早くここを開けれ。
Teddy points to the door on the other side of the room, and Junpei quickly rushes over to open it. Huh, Junpei and Teddy might actually make a good team. When Junpei throws open the door, a wall of thick red fog pours out, clouding my vision. I hear Junpei coughing from within the fog, but I can't see him. Teddy and I stick to the wall until the fog dissipates somewhat, and then we take a peek inside the door.
これってエスカペイドじゃない？
Isn't this where Fuka was? Isn't this where Fuka's supposed to be? A white spotlight shines across the dark open space. The edge of the light illuminates a raised stage. It looks exactly like the dance floor of the club near the Gekoka High. Could this really be Escapade? Yep, I was right. I can't help but call out in shock. A large cross is raised in the center of the stage, and Fuka is hanging from it, just like on that broadcast.
ふーちゃん、今助けるクマよ。今クマが参ります。
Teddy runs to the cross with a surprising turn of speed for somebody with such stubby little legs. We all work together to get Fuka down from the cross, but even though she doesn't appear to be physically injured, she hasn't regained consciousness yet. Still, she's breathing normally and her pulse is steady. Thank goodness. It seems she's not in any danger of dying.
ふーちゃん、しっかりするクマ。今クマが目覚めのチスを。
フェザーかかと落とし。
ゆかちゃん、ほんのジョーククマ。
ふざけてる場合じゃないでしょ。フーカ、聞こえる？助けに来たよ。
お、目が覚めたか。
ゆかりちゃんに純平くん助けてくれたの？ごめんね、遅くなって。でももう大丈夫だよ。
久しぶりだな、フーカ。俺っちたちが来たからにはもう安心だぜ。
ふーちゃんをこんな目に遭わせたのは何者ね。クマが絶対に許さん。
クマさんもありがとう。それよりキリジョー先輩たちはすごく消耗してる。しばらく動かない方がいいって。みつる先輩たちはこの辺にはいないみたい。先輩たちを助けなきゃ。私何もできなかった。
According to Fuka, they were captured immediately after they were attacked. Even with Fuka's search ability, she wasn't able to sense anything until right before it happened.
よし、じゃあここでフーカは休ませて、俺らはさっさと次行きますか。あと真田さんと桐城先輩だろ。
でもここにフーカだけ置いていけないよ。さっきみたいな偽物が来たら。
ああ、そっか。
If we leave her here alone and another fake person shows up, her life would be in danger for sure. So I think that at the very least, one has to stay back because you can't. Well, unless they have a wheelchair. Dude, we can't make her walk around with us when she's so exhausted.
よし、クマが残りますクマ。
クマくんが？
クマに任せんしゃい。クマ、ペルソナだって使えますし、美女の護衛は得意中の得意クマよ。
おお、ま、そこまで言うなら任せてみっか。頼むぜ、ナイトのクマくんよ。
Junpei pats Teddy on the back. Teddy smiles proudly and gives us a thumbs up. These two are starting to act like they've been partners for years.
鳴神くんたちもここに来てるのかな？
順平の情報だと、リセちゃんたちはジュネスからカンジとナオちゃんを探しに行ったっちゅう話よ。でも学校がこんなになっちゃってるのに気づけば、みんなきっとここに集まってくるクマよ。
そっか、リセちゃんがいれば安心だね。ゆかりちゃん、純平くん、二人は先に行って桐城先輩たちをお願いします。私はクマさんとここに残るから、回復したらすぐにペルソナで呼び出すから、もう少しだけ時間をください。
Well, she's probably gonna be a help even when she's away. I raise an eyebrow, but Fuka smiles and tells us that she'll be okay. I read that Teddy fought through the entire case in Inaba too, so I guess they'll be alright. We leave Fuka in Teddy's care and leave the gym, finally making our way to the school building. We enter through the main gate and end up in a hallway. The building interior is shrouded in a fog as well. As expected, the visibility inside isn't that good either. We decide that we should head up and find some nearby stairs to go up, but after climbing a couple of stories high, the stairs come to an abrupt end and we have to find another flight of stairs. A countless number of similar looking classroom and hallway appears on this floor, and we can't find a way up at all. The endless hallway is dark, and I have to say it, I hate to say it, but this reminds me of a haunted mansion.
ちょっと純平、あんまり先に行かないでよ。視界悪いんだから。
こりゃマジで永遠に続く廊下だわ。久々にいより純平アワー言っときます。世の中にはどうも不思議なことってあるようなんですよ。俺がコーチしてる少年野球チーム、そこに来てる一人が通う小学校で実際にあった話なんですけどね。
ザーワンツー。 ょっと階段とかやめてよね。あんた私がそれ系苦手なの知ってんでしょ。だいたいあんたいつからコーチなんてやってんのよ。
いちいち殴んなっつの。あれ言ってなかったっけ？俺っち意外と名コーチよ。
もしかしてそれ
But
でそんな汗臭そうな
still
格好
lose
してんの？
though.
それちゃんと洗濯とかしてる？
どんな扱いよそれ。つかゆかりさんこそ随分サイケデリックなお洋服になっちゃってますけどね。
これは事情があったんだってば。もうやっぱ着替えてくればよかったよ。
We continue talking back and forth about this for a while as we proceed, trying to distract ourselves from the creepy atmosphere. Eventually, the hallway ends with a very heavy-looking metal door, and the door is a sign reading announcement
行
room.
き止まり？まあとりあえず開けてみっか。
This room. Who's in this room again? I kind of forgot. The room behind the door is filled with tons of monitors and sound equipment. This professional-grade equipment isn't what you expect to find in an ordinary school announcement room. This looks more like a studio in a real TV station. Wait, isn't? I think there's a room that leads to like the Moonlight Bridge, and then that's where we're gonna find Aegis. And Mitsuru is on top. So the next person we're definitely gonna have to find is Aegis.
気持ち悪いなあ。でもあのクマ総統の放送ってここから？
The monitor suddenly flash to life and illuminate the room. There it is. What's going on? The screen in front of us showing a location that we both recognize.
ムーンライトブリッジ。
The gigantic suspension bridge connecting Iwatodai and the man-made port island. The camera zoomed in on the bridge's main tower. Another cross identical to the one Fuka had been bound to is on the screen. A figure in white is held on it, with her head drooping down.
ゆかりっち、あれってもしかして。
アイギス、助けなきゃ。
んなこと言ったってどうやって岩戸台まで戻んのかよ。
そんな心配をする必要はない。ここがお前たちの終着点だからな。
While our eyes are glued to Aegis on the monitor, a familiar voice suddenly speaks up from behind us. We turn to see a person standing there with a red cape. Akiko-senpai? What the fuck? No, he does look like a pervert. He does look like a pervert now. No, that can't be. Even I started catching on this. He shakes his fist as if to taunt us, wears an irritating smirk on his face. This is most likely another fake. Oh, come on, man. At the very least, like, wear proper clothes, man.
懐かしいだろう。あの橋でお前たちは人工ペルソナ使いたちと戦った。熱く燃えるペルソナ使い同士のぶつかり合いだ。力のみがものを言うシンプルなルール。さあ、俺のたぎりを沈めてくれ。リングインだ。
As he shouts out, the red pillars appear again. We're up against a fake version of Akiko-senpai this time. Huh? Well, this is going to be awkward.
なあ、ゆかりっち。真田さんって偽物になっても普段と言ってることあんま変わんなくね？
そうかもね。まあとにかくいろいろ言ってらんないよ。相手が誰だろうと負けらんないでしょ。
おー、ゆかりっち、ノリノリですか？よし、俺っちも燃えてきたぜ。一発でかいの狙ってくか。
We just used Junpei just now. Let's use Yukari this time.
Round final.
You know, I just realized one thing. Seeing like the date of birth and stuff. Did Persona ever celebrate birthdays? They don't, right? I don't remember they do. Or did I get it wrong? I'm trying to remember, like, go through Persona 3, 4, and 5 in my head right now. I don't think they celebrated any birthdays.
いい動きじゃん。その調子その調子。
当たってお願い
やったぜ。
Oh,
うろたえてるぜ。よい。かっこよすぎじゃね？落ち着いてとどめだ。
oh, come on! I'm trying to use this.
すっげえいい感じじゃん。大差つけちゃってるぜ。
あちゃ
Negative penalty.
Negative penalty.
あと怖えからな。前。
Damn
見
it!
事解消ってやつだな。
I tried to use it.
さすが真田さんの偽物。ガチの勝負だったな。
Junpei looks relieved as he watches the fake Akiko senpai melt, but something's bothering me. Why did the fake mention that we fought people using artificial personas on that bridge? Is it just a coincidence? Crap, this isn't the time to be thinking about things like this. We have to save
ちょっ
Aegis.
と待ってねえ順平このムーンライトブリッジって本当に岩戸台にあるやつ
え？何言っちゃってんだよユカリッチ。ムーンライトブリッジって他にないっしょ。
けどささっきだってこの学校の中にエスカペイドがあったじゃないもしかしてこれって
Yes, that's also one thing that I'm wondering. Like, why did they bring up all those images from P3 places inside here? It must be a reason, right? I look across the now empty announcement room and spots a white door behind the equipment. I look from the monitor and it seems the door here resembles the one at the bottom of the tower near Aegis's cross.
そのドア開けてもしかすると
これ？およ。
Bingo. It's just as I thought. Somehow this school is connected to the Moonlight Bridge. The wind is blowing normally and I see the lights of the city in the distance, making it seem like we're really outside. But considering how absurd this entire situation with the ATLUS wannabe is, this is probably another crazy place created by the enemy. That aside, we're supposed to be in Inaba, but we keep running into places that have connection to ourselves. Why? Even if they are all artificial construction, there must be some reason why such a complicated trick is being pulled on us.
今助ける。ユカリッチ、キャッチ頼むぜ。
オッケーペルソナ
Junpei uses his persona to destroy the cross at the top of the bridge main tower. I summon my own persona to catch Aegis as she falls and place her gently on the ground. It was a bit rough, but I think it went well.
アイギス大丈夫順平さんにゆかりさん私は一体
Because Aegis has regained consciousness, we listen to her account of what had happened. Then we tell her our side of the story and what we've been through. Aegis doesn't seem as worn out as Fuka, but she's definitely exhausted too. Her expression is dark as she speaks with us, most likely because she feels guilty over being caught. Just like Fuka though, it seems she has no memories of what happened after the car fell from the road.
申し訳ありません私がもっとしっかりしていれば皆さんを守れましたああいいってそんなのそれより早くみんなを助けなきゃ
You know, when did he actually like manipulate the you know, the driver of the car, the driver of the
状
limo.
況からすると私たちは皆さんを呼び寄せる道具として使われたようです。転落後私はすぐ気を失いました。でも覚えていたこともあります。
覚えてたこ
ええ、すぐそばに誰かの気配がしたんです。あれはきっと私たちをさらった犯人に違いありません。この事件の犯人、アイギス、そいつの顔は見た？いいえ、ゆかりさん。しかし私はその人物から妙な反応を感じました。あれは間違いなく黄昏の羽の共鳴です。
え、何？どういうこと？黄昏の羽ってなんだっけ？
順平さん、単純に言えば黄昏の羽は機械である私たちに心を与える中核とも言える物体です。それって犯人が黄昏の羽を持ってるってこと？
ああ、そっか、あれだよな。影時間だと機械とか動かなくなっちまうから黄昏の羽ってのを組み込むんだってか。
Hmm?
つまり犯人はミツル先輩みたいにバイクか何かに乗ってるってこと？いいえ、あれは電子機器などに搭載されるものの反応ではありません。明らかに私たちと同じ心を感じる波長でした。
どういう意味だよ。犯人がアイギスみてえなロボットだってことか？
It's actually even worse.
そこがわからないんです。反応自体は明らかに人間でしたから。
なんか混乱してきたぞ。どういうことだ？
I don't get it. A plume of dust? What's the culprit's objective here? Who is he anyway? We've come this far with our drive to rescue our companion, but could it be that we haven't really made any progress at all? I feel anxiety creeping into my mind. Someone to the material from, according to the material from Kuno-san, there's a high possibility that someone related to ergo research is involved here. It got to a point that it was hypothesized that Ikutsuki Shuji himself might be the culprit, and we did see someone resembling him. But like when they see the hacking leftovers, right? We see the hacking leftovers. We did found out like Minazuki Sho's name all over the place. If we don't keep our spirits high, we'll never find the answers we're looking for. I slapped myself across the face in order to keep myself focused.
今考えたって仕方ないよ。まずはミツル先輩を救出して悩むのはそれからにしよう。大丈夫。私たちが揃えば大概の敵には負けるわけないんだからさ。ゆかりさん、ありがとうございます。その通りですね。
よし、じゃあ行くか。
As usual, Junpei mumbles like an idiot and decides. Just after that, a familiar sensation runs through us, and Fuka's voice echoes through our minds. This feeling, it's how Fuka communicates with us using her persona.
ゆかりちゃん、純平くん、聞こえますか？フーカ、もう大丈夫なの？ゆかりちゃん、よかった。クマくんに協力してもらって探査能力を強化してみたの。皆さんの大体の位置まではつかめたんですけど、声までは届かなくて。
When Teddy sneezes, it cuts through my head like a knife. Hey, aren't there any volume controls? My inner ears are ringing. And also another thing about Teddy. Like, why is he sneezing all the time?
ごめんなさい。すみません。手短に言います。ゆかりちゃんたちの近くにラビリスたちの反応があるの。多分成上くんたちも一緒だと思う。でもそこに大きな他の反応もあって戦闘になっている可能性があります。姉さんが場所はどこですか？そこからまっすぐ進んだところです。すぐに追いつけるはず。
Directly ahead. I looked to the other end of the moonlight bridge and I saw another door there. That might lead us back to the school building.
すぐに向かいます。皆さんも気をつけて。
The communication cuts off, our heads are still ringing from Teddy's nasal explosiveness, but now it's not the time to be bothered by such things. in episode P4, she actually she actually uses she actually like resonates with reset to like improve the range and effectiveness. But for this time, I think like she resonate with Teddy, and that's why he's sneezing because he's using his power.
あれだ、あの向こう岸の扉。
よし行こうか。アイギスは大丈夫？オールグリーンではありませんが着々と回復中であります。
We not to another and began running across the moonlight bridge. Because the handrails and bridge girders are twisted oddly, the roadway is wavy as well, making it hard to make progress on. The fog is thinner out here than inside the building, and the green light of the moon casts shadows on the ground.
こうやってといろいろ思い出すよな。あ、青春の1ページってやつ？
バカ言わないで。1ページになんてでも収まりきらない。はい。私にとってここは因縁の場所であり、すべての始まりの場所。あの時の思いを決して無駄にはしない。そのためにも私たちは決して屈するわけにはいきません。
What we want to protect and being unable to yield. Memories of similar feelings come flooding back to me. We all make choices back then and took control of the time we have for now. For the sake of that, we cannot allow ourselves to lose here. To be continued. $48. $48. Well, let's go over here. This is probably they're supposed to be like meeting with who was it? Like Adachi and Sho, right? If I'm not mistaken. Now that I've recovered from whatever that cross was doing to me, I still have enough strength to walk on my own. Still, it seems that whatever wounds I suffered are greater than I thought. After we leave the music room, we climb up a flight of stairs and step into a covered passage. I don't know what the sign in this place mean, or even if they hold any meaning anymore now that the city has become distorted, but it would seem that something called the classroom building is up ahead. We proceed down a long hallway that appears to go on endlessly. I can't tell whether the haze I see is because of the strange fog or my own fuzzy consciousness. While I've been on the cross, I've been thinking the whole entire time. We were in the core of Shadow Operative, but we've fallen into the enemy hands so easily, without any hope of escape. My own powerlessness frustrates me, but even then, I kept calm. We still have comrades, Ken, Koromaru, and now a new member, Labris. What about Yukari and Junpei? Have you forgotten about them? They've grown so much and were able to save me even after I made such a colossal blunder. Oh. Ken, Koromaru, and Labris. Okay, these are the one that Ken, Koromaru, and Labris are the one that saved him, but still, I wish that he said something about Junpei and Yukari. Oh. Is that gunfire here? The sound rings out continuously as if a battle is taking place nearby. We run into the direction the sounds are coming from.
ここどこ？なんや、他と違う感じやけど。
真田さん、これは。
まったくいい趣味してやがる。地獄への入り口とでも言いたげだな。
This is the entrance hall to that tower, ATLUS. 3 years ago, we would gather here day after day to challenge a seemingly infinite labyrinth. We lost and gained so much here. A number of emotions flickered through my mind. Labri's voice echoes across the hall. I turn to look and see Mitsuru up on a cross in a corner of the room. Her head hangs low. Wait, isn't she supposed to be like on top of the tower? Or close to on top? Her head hangs low and she seems to be unconscious. The cross must be draining her power, just like what happened to me.
みつさん、今助けます。
避けろ、お前たち。
When we try to rush to her side, a barrage of bullets strikes across the floor, striking spots in front of us. When this torrent of gunfire finally dies away, the air is filled with white smoke, quite unlike the red fog that drifts about the area.
対象の増加を確認。まったく次から次へと湧いてきますね。
アイギスか。
まあ問題はないでしょう。しばらくそこで見ていてください。すぐに彼らを片付けますから。
Additional targets for elimination. Ooh. Well, this is the fake Aegis we're talking about. There are other people who had apparently been fighting Aegis, or rather this fake Aegis when we showed up.
真田さん、ラビリス。
師匠。
ラビリスもいんのか？
I immediately understand the situation. The rules of the fights here states that battle must be one-on-one, and I see that red pillars surrounding you, his friends, and the fake Aegis. Most likely you had been fighting Aegis while protecting Yosuke and Chie, who were already exhausted. I assume this is like after like Yosuke and Chie protected you from Minazuki's attack. The battle itself is a one-on-one, but there's no rule saying that you can't attack your opponent's companion if they happen to be in the ring at the same time. And it looks like it's a fair game to attack us as well. Seriously, these rules that are convenient only for the enemy are really getting on my nerves. This situation though, the personal use of Inaba, their skills and abilities are far beyond the ordinary. To think they would be cornered this badly.
なんでこないなことにあんたがやったんやな。
As Labris lashes out in confusion and anger, a shadow taking Aegis' form answers with a twisted smile.
当然でしょう、姉さん。私は兵器、命令に従い、適正対象を排除するのが任務です。姉さんはなぜ私の邪魔をするのですか？
邪魔やて？
お察しの通り、私はアイギスのコピーです。しかし、アイギスの特性を色濃く受け継いだ、いわば限りなく本物の性質に近いコピーなのです。私は私の主の命令に従う。それをなぜ同じ機械であるあなたが止めようとするのか、私には理解できません。姉さんも同じではないのですか？残念ながら姉さんは前回の戦いで奪還されてしまい、今は私と敵同士になってしまいましたが、姉さんはシャドウワーカーとして使用され、私は私の主に使用されている。私たちの違いはそれだけではありませんか？
ちゃう、うちは自分の意志で。
自分の意志？それが姉さんの主張の根拠なのですか？私たちの記憶などデータに過ぎません。姉さんの記憶が書き換えられていないとどうやって証明できるのですか？
A straightforward claim with the cold logic of a machine. This isn't good. Aegis is probably the closest person to Labris, and like this fake said, if we really wanted to use Labris as a weapon, we could probably manipulate her memories to some extent. Nah, Labris is stronger than that. She already went through her like I'm a machine phase back then. Unless she still haven't recovered her full memories though. On top of that, there's no way to prove Labris that we've never done something like that to her. Damn, what a move. Labris' faintness must be.
おい、ラビ。
真田さん、ここは任せましょう。きっと大丈夫です。
Ken has his eyes fixed on Labris, even as he calls out to me. I see. These guys have just met, but they already form a bond through whatever battles they face so far. They believe in one another.
悪かったな。そうだな。あいつを信じよう。
姉さん、絆や信頼など私たちにとってはざれ言です。それでもなお、あなたは私と戦おうというのですか？
あんたは間違っとる。フチカで対シャドウ兵装やあんたの言うこともわかる。でももっと確かなことがある。アイギスも言うとった。楽しいこと、辛いこと、いろんなことを経験して今の自分になったってフチカって思い出せた。うちが今ここに立って戦えるんはうちの中にいるみんなのおかげ。辛い記憶やけどそれを忘れたら今のうちはなかった。せやからうちは戦う。この痛みは作られたデータなんかやない。うちがみんなと積み重ねたうちだけの記憶。偽物なんかやない。うちの心や。
ラビリス。
Told you she's strong.
了解しました。我が主よ、お願いがあります。
The fake Aegis calls out into thin air. This creature, a lump of shadow, has a master. Who in the world could she be calling out to? Probably Hino Kaguchi, right? In the form of Teddy.
なんねえ、機械風情がクマを呼び出すなんておこがましいにも程があるクマよ。
申し訳ありません。しかしぜひともお願いがあるのです。戦闘フィールドを一旦解除し、彼らをこの中へ入れてください。
僕らを何だって？
私は彼らと戦いたい。姉さんの目の前で彼らの絆を全て粉砕してやりたいのです。
なんだと？
もう下手に本人を複製すると変なとこまで似ちゃうからめんどいクマね。ま、そっちの絞りかすから取れるペルソナのかけらより新しい連中の方が新鮮でいっぱいかもしれんし。
ペルソナのかけら？
おーっとクマ、余計なこと言っちゃった。とにかくレッツリング交換クマ。
As the voice of the vulgar fake Teddy Kuma calls out, new red pillars descend and the old pillars shatter in response. The new pillar drive into the four corners of the room, making this entire place into a fighting arena.
無事か？
We rush over to you and his friends to check out on them. Good, none of them have been that badly hurt. After confirming they are safe, we turn to face the fake Aegis again.
着を待たずに僕らを招き入れてくれたことにお礼を言います。でも容赦はできませんよ。
礼など不要です。私は今からあなたたちを排除するのですから。
戦線復帰させてもらうぞ。リベンジマッチだ。
あんたらってちょっと考えとったのとは違うみたいやけど、それでもうちは惑わされへん。全力でみんなを守るだけや。
I'm leaning toward Labris, but I haven't used Ken that much, so I want to use him. $19.98.
Round final.
Ouch! 14 hits. Ouch! Oh, so if you hit that, it's gonna... If you hit the shield, it's gonna counter. The fake Aegis falls to its knees and its body turns black and it becomes a shapeless mass. I see a hint of pain in Labrys's eye as she watches.
そんな目で私を見る必要はありません。いずれにしろ、私たちの生存できる時間は限られているのです。
Really?
どういう意味だ？
私たちはあなたたちと戦うためだけに作られた。
Oh.
その役目を果たせば朽ち果てるのみです。
I actually thought that she would... I actually thought like it refers to all of the anti-shadow weapons. But this is just referring to the shadows.
戦うのが役目だと。
あなたたちの不運など祈りません。願わくば我が主の勝利を。
With that, the fake Aegis loses all cohesion, falling into a dark puddle on the floor. Eventually that begins to flow upwards like a film of syrup being poured in reverse, until it completely disappears. We watch this process to the very end while we think about our troubles. Koromaru, who had been sitting at our feet, runs off. That's right, this isn't the time to be sentimental, we have to rescue Mitsuru. Ken and Labrys run to the cross Mitsuru is hanging from. I go with Koromaru to speak youth group.
真田さん、ありがとうございました。危ないところでした。
え、なんで犬？かわいいけど。
手間をかけたな。随分苦戦を強いられていたようだが。
弟子として面目ないです。
いや、礼を言うのはこちらだ。心配をかけてすまなかった。
I decide to exchange information with youth group about the circumstances leading up until now and the situation in Inaba. They're surprised to learn that Ken and Koromaru are not only personal users, but shadow operatives. Our conversation turns out to be the reason why you and his friends were having such a hard fight. Contrary to my suspicion, it seems that the three of them made it to this room almost unscathed. Then why did the fake Aegis get in such a trouble? It's true that shadows taking our appearances can summon personas, and there's no mistaking that they make extremely powerful opponents. But are they so strong that they could hurt these three skilled fighters in that badly?
いや、違うんすよ。俺らがこの変な部屋入ったら、桐城さんが貼り付けになってて、で、俺と里中が助けようとして十字架のそば行ったら誰かがいて。
アイギスの偽物ではないのか？
うん、違うと思う。顔は見てないけど、男の子の声だったし。
顔は見ていないのか？そう遠い距離でもないだろ
う。いや、そいつ暗いとこにいて、で、赤い目を見たと思ったら、金縛りみてえに体が動かなくなっちまったっす。
Yeah, it is Spinazuki.
そして二人を救おうとした俺は、見たこともないペルソナの襲撃を受けたんです。
赤い目にペルソナだと。
This doesn't make any sense. Previously, the enemy said himself that he didn't have a persona. Well, as we know, he doesn't have a persona, but his other self does have. Could this mean that there's someone else helping him? Someone with a persona, even a persona and powerful enough to overwhelm even you? Like, I understand that both, like, in my head, what I'm thinking right now is that, without a doubt, people in special circumstances will gain even more powerful persona, but you is also like a special circumstances because he awakened with the help of, spoiler alert, with a god. Okay, so and then like the original persona that he received is also a god class. Well, he'd have a chance to become the god class in terms of being, you know, Izanagi no Okami, okay? But that requires a lot of bonds and a lot of time. But the weird thing is that he can summon Izanagi no Okami when he used the finisher. Does this mean like it's stuck in the Izanagi form to like conserve power? Maybe? Yeah. Mitsuru was here. Perhaps she knows something. I moved to where Ken and Labris are attempting to get Mitsuru down off the course, and they appear to be having some trouble.
どないなっとるんやろ。真田さん時は簡単に外れたのに。
こっちもダメです。どうして。みつるさん、起きてください。
The two desperately called to Mitsuru while trying to undo the restraints binding her arms and legs. At that moment, Koromaru stares fixedly at the door and gives a low growl as if to warn us. Adachi? Adachi?
こっちに来る。
Adachi? Footsteps approach at a leisurely pace down the hallway as they grow louder. The tension here in the entrance hall increases. Eventually, the footsteps stop. A shadow reaches from the doorway all the way to the center of the room. It wavers in the illumination of the fog.
まさか、お前は。
いくつけ少女。
間違いじゃなかったのか。
いくつけ少女。An unforgettable betrayal, and an unfathomable insanity. Seeing him again, the spitting image of what I last saw him brings back what he said. The defeat of everything, but also the beginning. 3 years ago, we made extreme sacrifices to put an end to these plans. Does he mean that he has come crawling out of hell and to torment us once again? To be continued. Revive insanity. Yeah, we have to go through that one. There's only one. But then there's like, it branches off here. I wonder what's gonna happen there though.
Hikutsuki Shuji.
This room that Akiko-san called the entrance of hell. Koromaru remains in a cautious posture and waits to see what the person who just entered the room will do. Akiko-san pales and Ken-kun stands frozen next to me.
真田君、山田君、久しぶりだね。楽しんでもらえているかな。
お前、やっぱり犯人はお前だったのか。
おいおい、怖い顔しないでくれよ。僕と君たちが再会するのにおあつらい向きの場所だろ。いや、用意するのに苦労したよ。渦中の人物、格闘大会に参加中といったところかな。
Ikutsuki Shuji, without waiting for us to respond.
それとも自分たちが殺した相手とは口も聞きたくないというところかな。
Without waiting for us to respond, he continued to speak.
殺したらって
ああ、君は五色のラビリスだね。かわいそうにちゃんと教えてもらってないのか。そう、僕は彼らに殺されたんだよ。まあこうしてここに立っているわけだから、正確には殺されかけたと言うべきかな。
嘘を言うな。僕たちを騙して殺そうとしていたのはお前の方じゃないか。
落ち着け、天田。奴は自滅した。生きてるはずがない。貴様、何者だ。
おいおい、ひどいな。目の前でこうして喋ってるのにまだ信じてくれないのかい。なら新しく来た3人にも意見を聞いてみようか。
We hear footsteps approaching from behind and turn around and see Yukari-san, Jinpei-san, and Aegis tumble in. Just like Kenku and Akiko-san, they are at a loss for words when they confronted with the person standing in the center of the room.
いくつき修二、そんな。
てめえがなんで。
So the two of them are surprised. Aegis looks over at me. That's right, we can tell.
みんな騙されたらあかん。この感じ、そこにおるんわ。ええ、その人はいくつきさんではありません。シャドウでできた偽物です。
やはりか。くだらん手品だ。
はあ、ったくよ。ポンコツのくせに鼻だけは効くってか。少しは遊ばせろっての。
Sure. With a sudden change in mannerism and a few muttered words, the thing taking on Ikutsuki Shuji's appearance crumbles. Behind the melting figure stands another person who had not been there a moment ago. He appears to be a young man around the same age as Yu-kun and his friends. What appears to be Yasugami High uniform is tied around his waist. What could this mean? Is he another student at the school? A pair of scars crosses his face, and he smirks while toying the two swords he's carrying at his waist.
お前は何者だ。霧状関係者大集合ってか。傑作だったぜお前らの顔。なんか強がり言ってたけど本音じゃ懐かしいいくつきちゃんにビビりまくりじゃねえか。その顔あん時は直に見れなかったからな。覚えてんだろ。そこのポンコツの片方を人形らしく操ってやった時のことだよ。
やはりラビリスを強奪したのもお前の仕業か。
しかしまあさすがは対シャドウ兵器。あんだけぶん回しても全然平気なんつって。
Yeah, it makes sense now. I was wondering like who got her out.
ああ、自己紹介とかいる？僕の名前は水無月翔、この事件の黒幕です。ようこそ霧城ご一行様。僕の世界。
水無月翔。
Minatsuki Sho. That name sounds familiar. It was in the data Kikuno-san gave me before we descended on this town, a name from Ikutsuki Shuji's files. You seem that this man has a connection with the Ergo research after all.
どういうつもりだ。こんな仕掛けをしてお前は何がしたいんだ。
あ、何盛り上がってんだクソガキが。ちょっとした余興だろ。てめえらを楽しませてやったんだよ。あとはまあ一応のけじめ。いくつき修二は僕の父親だからな。
父親だと。
Really?
バカな。
嘘。あいつに子供なんかいないはずよ。
That's one thing that I don't get though. That is he really the son of Ikutsuki Shuji or like adopted?
まあそんなのどうでもいいわ。とりあえずお前ら全員僕は殺すから。
The young man draws his sword and the light glints on them. His eyes gleam with glee and the mania of madness. So this man, he's the one behind this entire case.
人をもてあそんで人を傷つけて、あんたは一体何をしたいん？
ああ、
もうたくさんよ。あんたがお父さんを殺されて傷ついてるんやったらそれはわかる。でもこんなやり方しかできへんの？ラビリス、ミツルさんらは命を懸けて自分らで悲劇を終わらせようとして一生懸命責任を取ろうとしてはる。うちももう知っとる。いくつき言う人はミツルさんらを騙して裏切って。
うっせえぞ人形野郎。あってもねえのに知ったげな口聞いてんじゃねえ。それともあれか、すっかり人間気取りで僕に説教か。クソボケるにも程があんぞポンコツが。
Uh-oh.
貴様大体何勘違いしてんだ。いくつきなんかどうでもいいっつってんだろ。あいつは僕を散々いじって捨てたクソ野郎だ。そんなことはどうでもいい。僕はな、てめえらが邪魔だ。生きてるやつ全部が邪魔だ。何もかも全部がうざったくて仕方ねえんだよ。
なんだこいつ。何を言ってるんだ。そんなの狂ってる。
狂ったろ。狂ってんのはこの世界だろうが。絆だなんだとくせえことほざき回りやがって。ゴミカスボケ死ねえ。消えろ消えろ消えろ消えろ。全員まとめて僕が消してやるよ。この世界ごと滅ぼしてな。
Show is nothing. The only thing that we need to worry about is actually like the personality inside him. My head hurts. I wonder why. I sense the resonance of a plume of dust from this young man, and it's giving off emotion. Hatred? No. Sadness? He wants the world, but at the same time he rejects it. The intense mixture of solitude with despair and yearning. I felt this.
なんでや。うちはこの感情を知っとる。ラビリスちゃう。この人世界が嫌いなんやない。ほんまは。
ラビリス危ない。
Koromaru-san tackles me and I fall sideways. A giant knife is vibrating in the floor right where I was standing right only seconds ago.
しらけだぜ飽きちった。ま、ペルソナのかけらはもう十分だしな。
ペルソナのかけら。それってまさか。
Persona fragments, those are the same words General Teddy used earlier. The young man calling himself the mastermind behind all this. The fake whose sole purpose was to fight us. The flakes of light emerging from the defeated shadows. All of them now make sense to me. Most likely the rest of us feeling the same way. Sho was getting persona fragments and making us fight our doubles. The moment we all reach the conclusion, Sho pulls out a small box and holds it before us.
ショータイムだ。さて問題です。これなんだ。
あれは。
いくつきがアイギスさんを操るときに使っていたリモコン。
まずい。そいつを止めろ。押せ。対シャドウ特別制圧清掃5式ラビリス発進。スイッチオン。
Huh? I feel a sudden snap within me. Suddenly I lose control over my entire body. At the same time, my consciousness begins to fade as if I'm being painted over by something else. Oh, this didn't happen. This didn't happen. It's that infernal device that took my body and forced me to hurt the others just like the other day. It gnaws at my mechanical body and all my self-control begins to slip away.
ラビリス超楽しい。ああ言っとくけどこの装置僕がわざわざ取り付けたとかそういうんじゃねえから。兵器は道具なんだし元から外に手動スイッチがあんのは当然でしょ。言ったよな。全部ぶっ壊すって絆とかクソ笑えるぜ。そんなもんはボタン一つなんだよ。
姉さん気をしっかり。
I scream eternally at myself to stop, but my arm swings my axe at Aegis and sends her flying away.
今だ。せい。死に損ないが甘えんだよ。くそ。
Koromaru leaps at Sho and tries to snatch the box away from him. Yukon and his friends follow, but Sho deals with them all in a single strike. This boy is strong.
あらな、リモコン取りに一リモコンなんつって。さあラビリス、まずはキリ嬢の娘を殺せ。仲間をバラしちまうのは得意だろ。
By the way, I'm super annoyed at Sho's like lame ass jokes. Sho jumps back to a safe distance and then sends me an order to do just that. My legs move against. My legs move against my will and sends me towards the crucified Mitsuru-san.
心だ。んなもん知らねえっつんだよ。だったらそいつも全部消し飛ばしてやろうか。
He manipulates the small box again with a precocious laugh. How? It's just so weird. Like, it's just a button, right? How could it control them, right? The power restraining me intensifies, and I can feel myself slipping away against the torrent of commands blasting into my mind. The blade of my axe is against the cross Mitsu-san is bound to. An even more forceful command overtakes me. Mitsuru-san, Yu-kun, Ken-kun, Yukari-san, Chie, everyone. I try desperately to hold on to my thoughts, but immersively torn away. I lose all feelings of the weight of my axe in my hand, and my vision begins to waver. I'm going to destroy those I held dear again. The last thing I see through my fading consciousness is Yu-kun. I don't want to feel this way ever again. I don't want to give up. I won't. And just like that, a sound rings out and darkness envelops me. Did my consciousness shut off? No, even in darkness, I'm still awake. Whose voice is that? I hear a familiar voice in the distance. I can't see who it is, but I know that voice.
相変わらず甘っちょろいセリフよね。
あんたはもう一人のうち。
そうよ。私はあんた。あんたが蓋をした。あんたの中のあんた。
I become terribly confused in the darkness. My shadow, the existence that should have melted away and become a part of me when I accepted it, she stands before me, looking exactly the same as she did before.
理解できないって顔ね。いいわよ。気分がいいから特別に教えてあげる。あんたの体は特別性。あんたには二つ目の記憶野があんのよ。ラビリスを襲名した時、他の機体を全部ぶっ殺して、記憶を吸い尽くせるようにつけられた呪いの小箱。驚いたわよ。おかげで私はあんたと一つになった後も、その中で人格が保持されたままってわけ。いいわ。いいわよ、これ。黄昏の羽とビリビリ共鳴してる。
He gazes upwards with an ecstatic expression, then looks to me and seductively licks her lips.
私はね、あんたの意志が弱まるのをずっと待ってたの。これでようやく私が体を乗っ取れる。
乗っ取るやて？
いい加減にしなよ、あんた。仲間を信じる？その結果がこれじゃねえか。なあ。あいつが憎いんでしょ？ぶっ壊したいんでしょ？だったら絆とかぬるい脳がき垂れてんじゃねえよ。全部ぶっ壊しちまえばいいんだよ。背中のでっかい斧の使い方しっかり見ときな。
Huh? Oh, he's gonna awaken.
おいこらポンコツ、命令すら満足に実行できねえのか。どこまでぶっ壊れてんだってね。
命令実行だ。
この声。
てめえ目障りなんだよ、このクソガキ。何が命令だ。引くわけねえだろうが。
ラビリス。
私はぶっ壊したいものをぶっ壊す。邪魔しようとか指図しようとか、そういうふざけたガキも全部まとめてだ。
クソポンコツ、ガキガキっててめえも似たようなもんだろうが。つかなんなんだてめえはよ。
うるせえクソガキ。
ラビリスがなんかすごく悪い声。
こいつラビリスのシャドウじゃねえか。消えたはずじゃなかったのかよ。
The explosion of the emotion had pushed my consciousness back to the surface. The darkness disappeared and my vision returns. But still, I can't will my limbs and follow my. I cannot will my limbs to follow my commands. I'm not in control of myself, but the other me is. The emotions running wild within me are out of my control, and my body won't accept my commands.
理性吹っ飛ばしたら本性が出てきたってか。つくづく使えねえクソロボットだぜ。
オタクはいいんだよ、かかってきなクソガキ。来いペルソナアステリアス。
Oh, he summoned S.
マジかよ。あの牛の化け物まで出せんのか。つか今ペルソナっててめえ何がどうなってやがる。
This is new.
あんなピラッピラしたダンルいので私の相棒が務まるかよ。
The giant bull Asterius roars, sure not facing the wrath of my shadow, uninhibited urge to kill, draws his sword with an almost annoyed sneer. So this kind of proves that actually Labris have two persona. Well, you can consider Asterius as like the Asterius as the shadow. Still feel a bit off though.
覚悟しな。私はもうただのシャドウじゃねえ。せっかく出られたんだ。思う存分暴れさせてもらうわよ。
Uh-oh.
Round final. Fight!
This is actually the first time we use Asterius though. Whoa. Damn it! So many times I tried to like unleash the finisher, but I fail.
くそ、リモコンぶっ壊しやがって。なんだこいつ、なんなんだよ。
どうしたのクソガキ。もう終わり。まだまだ暴れ足りないね。
あれが本当のラビリスなの？
いや、あれはラビリスの抑圧された感情が暴走した姿だ。水無月のやつ、墓穴を掘ったな。暴走した人格がこんな形で残ってるなんて人間じゃありえない。ラビリスの記憶やのことまでは予想できていなかったんだろう。
でもあのままじゃ。
ああ、こいつはこいつで十分厄介だ。つい先日俺たちが総出で手を焼かされた相手だからな。くそ。
さーて、とどめを刺してあげましょうか。どんなのがご所望かしら。バラしてほしいんだっけね。
化け物がやってみろよ。てめえが相手じゃ情けねえが、もう関係ねえ。全力でスクラップにしてやるぜ。やめろラビリス、もう十分だ。
そうだよ、こんなやつのためにラビリスがそんなになる必要ない。
どけよクソども。 友達ごっこはこの前で十分済んでるだろうが。
嫌だね。どうしてもってんなら俺らをどかしてみろっつんだ。
お前たち危険だ。そこから離れろ。
すみません真田さん。でもここは譲れない。
私たちはラビリスの仲間です。ラビリスを放っておくことなんてできない。
This is one thing that I really like about P4. Like their bonds are way stronger than the rest. Like I'm willing to bet they're even stronger than P5 one.
こいつをかばうわけじゃねえけど、仲間に人殺しなんか絶対にさせねえ。
武器を下ろした。
くだらねえ。一生やってろ、ガキどもが。
ここうちはあんた
うんざりだ。付き合ってられるかよ。
体うちに貸してくれるん？
ままごとの相手はあんたがお似合いだろ。
The doctors return and she brusquely turns her back to me. Silence fills the area for a moment, and then I suddenly realize something. She used a persona a moment ago. It's true that she looked and acted the same as when she was a true shadow. Well, it's not surprising because, like, when she was basically like fighting with the others, right? She absorbed a lot of Plume of Dusk. So it wouldn't be surprising that she have like another personality formed by all those Plume of Dust she absorbed. But I can tell I was fighting with the control powers of a persona just now. Okay, then Asterius is not a shadow, it's a persona. It may sound the same, but it's different. That wasn't Shadow running berserk. Because I accepted myself, I was able to attain a persona. Maybe the same could be said about...
ほんまはうちのこと助けてくれたんよね。ありがとう。
うるせえな。早く変われっつうのよ。ああ、それと。
The other me mutters something. I can't hear what she says, but I can tell it was she wants to say. Yeah, don't worry. You are me and I'm you. I do remember what I feel her. She's always sleeping inside of me. Even though she had forcefully taken over my body, I feel a kind of relief.
ラビリス、しっかりしろ。
Dun 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 dun. I sense myself returning to the real world, as if the familiar voices are guiding me back. My vision slowly brightens.
戻ったのか。
Yeah, I remember. The other half saved me, and everyone else brought me back to myself. And with that, I look over towards the young man before me. That's the unmistakable reaction from the plume of dust coming from within him. That plume of dust conveys an intense message to me. Now that I've been reunited with the other me, hidden in the darkness of my mind, I know for certain what it's
あん
conveying.
たほんまは寂しいんやろ。一人は嫌やんな。
ラビリス。
てめえ、マジで壊れてんのか？僕が寂しい？ふざけてんじゃねえぞ。完全にぶっ壊してやろうか。
うちもそうやった。あんたはあんたの心に気づいてへんだけや。あんたを受け入れる人がおらへんかったから。ラビリス、何言ってるのよ、そいつは。わかっとるで。でも水無月くんの気持ちもわかるんよ。いくつき言う人だけに育てられて、そのいくつきも死んでもうて、こんな世界に放り出されて、あんたはこの世界で生きられへんだけや。だからこそ世界を壊そうとしとる。でもそんなん思い込んどるだけやない。うちかてみつるさんらに受け入れてもらえた。あんたも心さえ開いてくれたら生きられる世界が 仲間がおるんよ。
うるせえ。
うるせえうるせえうるせえ。何をほざいてんだ人形が。僕はな。
His fit of anger cuts off suddenly and he falls unnaturally silent. Did he faint? Oh shit. Oh shit. He's coming out. He's coming out. We look around at each other in confusion when his dropping head slowly rises, his crimson eyes staring fixedly at us. Shit.
なんだこれ、足が。
体がまたこの力。
くそ、こんな。
この力。
I can't move, and it's not just me this time. Everyone seems to be held in place due to some power. The young man slowly and calmly looks all over us, over all of us. His eyes and the cross-shaped scar between them gleam red like a silently burning
余
flame.
計な入れ知恵はよしてくれ。彼を壊すつもりか。お前、改めて名乗ろう。俺は水無月翔。この子の願いを叶えるものだ。なんだこいつ、さっきまでと雰囲気が。
違う。これは黄昏の羽の波長。あなたは一体。
君たちに語る必要はない。この子は俺を求め、俺はこの子の中に目覚めた。それだけのこと。
A moment ago, the young man who had increasingly agitated, shouting like a child having a temper tantrum, all of a sudden he's calm and speaks like a measured tone.
この力、赤い目の力も貴様の能力なのか。
ああ、勘違いしないでくれ。この力は俺のものじゃない。これはほんの借り物だよ。
借り物。
この揺れ、なんかやべえぞ。
建物がきしんでる。
そろそろ整ったな。君たちのおかげだ。礼を言おうか。ペルソナのかけらは十分に集まっ
あなたの目的はこの戦いで何をしようというのですか。
た。簡単なことだ。俺はあれの力を借りてこの町を赤い霧で覆い、君たちを偽物たちと戦い合わせ、すべて君たちのペルソナを削り取るためにな。
ペルソナを削り取る。
そうだ。おとりは実に役に立ったな。あとはあれを呼び起こすだけだ。
あ、
やはり影時間に似たこの町、タルタロスに似た塔。お前は息つき修二と同じように死を呼び起こそうとしているのか。
うん、少し違うな。俺が呼び起こそうとしているあれはかつて君たちが戦ったものとは違う。俺は彼の世界を作る。この子の願いを叶えるだけだ。
This boy, his world, he speaks as if he's talking about someone else. The way he's speaking and staring at us is completely different from how he did a moment ago, as if he's now a completely different person. Wait, a different person? Could it be?
くそ、体さえ動けば。
俺はもう行かせてもらおう。最後の仕上げが残っているからな。ああ、追ってくるのは自由だが、ここにいない君たちの友人に危険が迫っている。助けに向かう方が賢明だろうな。
The young man who called himself Minazuki leaps away with inhuman agility, landing in front of the giant door. After glancing back at us, he turns away and calmly leaves the room. At that moment, a mysterious power that kept us frozen stops, and we finally regain control over our bodies. I call out in a fruitless attempt to pursue him before another presence shows up on my radar. It's not one of my friends. It's why is the shadow Yukiko here?
いえ、それはユキコさんの偽物です。
Yeah, Yukiko and Rise. Yukiko, Rise, they are outside, right? But where exactly are them now?
そういや、天城だけじゃなくてリセとかナオトたちってどうしてんだよ。さっき水無月がやばいって。
どうでもいいじゃない。そんなことより今はこっちでしょ。さあ、リングインよ。
When the fake raises its arm, the usual red pillars descend and form barriers around us. No, I won't be able to pursue Minazuki now. He also said that our friends are in danger. Mitsuru-san is still on the cross. Yukon and his friends are wounded. We have no idea what kind of problems Naoto-kun and the others who aren't here are facing around either. In any case, we have to hurry after Shokun as quickly as possible, rescue the others, and put this case to rest. That's a lot of things to do. I pull my axe from my back and turn around in reaction to Koromaru's bark. I found a place for myself among the Shadow Operatives. They are my comrades and they feel the same about me as I do for them. They line up beside me. That's right, I'm not alone anymore. Well, of course you're gonna use Labris. No offense, but she's not gonna last long.
Round final. Fight!
手堅く取っていきましょう。リードは十分。あとは勝つだけです。
Damn it. Huh? I'm trying to use the finisher. Can I? This is burst. One more cancel. Button settings. Wait. Okay. Let's try using this. Okay. If I, of course I need to do triple down, right? If I use triple down and then press the right stick, I should be able to unleash it much easier. Okay, there. Okay, that's an easier way to unleash. That's an easy way to unleash finisher. We don't even give the fallen shadow a second glance as we rush to where Mitsuru-san is hanging on the cross. The sturdy lock gives us some trouble, but we finally managed to get Mitsuru-san down, and the atmosphere among us become more cheerful. Though Mitsuru-san was quite disabled, she quickly regains consciousness.
ラビリス、お前たち。
Mitsuru-san looks relieved for a moment after seeing our faces, but she seems to have quickly reached an understanding. Her expression quickly turns meek as she apologizes to us.
すまない。私の読みが浅かった。すべて私の責任だ。
もうまたそんなこと言って。でも本当無事でよかった。
ああ、すまない。こうして無事でいられるのも君たちのおかげだ。
あ、風花も無事っすよ。今は別のとこからこっち向かってる感じっすけど。
あ、そういえば順平さんもちゃんと合流できてたんですね。
お、天田でかくなったな。てか当たり前でいい。全て俺っちの計算通りよ。
順平さんは電車で寝過ごして偶然ここに着いたと聞きましたが。
変わらないな、お前は。
It seems that the auxiliary staff like Ikari-san haven't seen Mitsuru-san and Akiko-san in a while, so they have sentimental expression as they greet each other. The stiff look of Mitsuru-san's face slowly begins to melt away. I was worried about Yukon and his friends after they were hurt, but they seem to be recovering as well. I'm so glad. Yukon and the others approached me.
ラビリス、来てくれて助かったよ。私たちもうダメかと思っちゃった。
てか一瞬シャドウになっちまったかと思ったけど、結局あれ何だったんだ？
うちにも分からへんけど、うちのシャドウはずっとうちの中におって、うちが見てるもんをちゃんと一緒に見とって、あの子もちょっとずつやけどちゃんと変わっていくんやなってそう感じた。それにみんながうちを引き戻してくれたから。
本当に助けられたよ。ありがとう。
As I'm conversing with everyone from Inaba, I hear some distinctive footsteps. I look towards them and see two shapes running in from beyond the fog. It's Fuka-san and Teddy. It will be reassuring to have Fuka-san with us, since she's great at supporting us on the intel front. I bet Teddy will help us too, saying things like he's my knight. I can't help but smile when I hear their voices calling to me.
失敗したくばよ。
ラビリス、助けに来てくれたんだね。ありがとう。
本当に着ぐるみが喋ってる。クマス弟は別人なんですよね。
当たり前でしょ。ほれほれ、毛並みが違うクマよ。クマの毛はクマ毛 100% ね。
コロマルさんが自分は犬毛 100% だと言ってます。
そりゃコロマルはそうでしょうよ。
そういや桐城さんのコートってその何の毛なんすかね？
これか？このコートは菊野が用立てたものだからな。いや、毛の話はその辺にしておこう。
Mitsuru-san walks towards Yukon and his friends. Seeing the leaders of the Shadow Operatives and the investigation team together like this makes me proud. These two people saved me and gave me a place to belong. I want to fight for these people, and that will help me grow. Yeah, and that will help me get stronger. Having friends and comrades is truly wonderful. That's what I think. I feel like P3 is bigger than episode P3 is bigger than episode P4 because we have because not only that we have how should I say this, in episode P4 the P3 members, maybe in the exception of those that appear in P4A, they don't have any chance to to fight. Okay, so that means Junpei, Yukari, and the rest, we did manage to fight their shadow, but not them themselves doesn't have a chance to partake.
鳴神くん、礼を言わねばならないな。また世話になってしまったよ。
Yeah, but it's not over though.
約束を破ってすみません。俺たちまで助けてもらって。
Remember that in episode P4,
構わんさ。おかげで大切なことを思い出させてもらった。
in episode P4 we do have to fight Hino Kaguchi.
大切なことですか？
ああ、危険を、死を遠ざけようとすることは生もまた遠ざけるのだということをな。私はそれを知り、その現実を変えるためにシャドウワーカーを設立したというのに、いつの間にか目先のことばかり見てしまっていたようだ。
みつるさん、
ここで改めてお願いしよう。鳴神くん、仲間と共に我々に協力してほしい。この事件の解決には君たちの力が必要だ。
答えが必要ですか？俺たちはこの町を守ります。
You by episode P4 this time, like that's like how far they went in, like they already have enough persona fragments to summon, Hino Kagutsuchi. Did they not have enough in this, in this timeline? You can look straight in Mitsuru-san's eyes as he answers. Seeing his sincere resolve, Mitsuru-san nods cheerfully. Yuken's friends are smiling too, as if they are agreeing to take on anything that comes their way.
ところで皆さん、各自の情報を一旦整理しませんか。
お、天田君で。
Risei is still away.
ちょうど俺もそう思ってたとこだよ。うん。
Risei, Yukiko, and Kanji is away, if I'm not mistaken.
はいはい、あんたは乗っかっただけでしょ。年下の子から手柄取ろうとかどんだけよ。
We each describe what we experienced up until this point. Once we grasped that, the topic of our conversation obviously shifted to Minazuki's show.
さあ、水無月ってガキ何者だ？いくつきが父親とか言ってなかったか？
The young man stated that he was the mastermind behind the recent events here in Inaba. He also said that he is Ikutsuki Shuji's son. But the file I was given to Kikuno-san clearly said Ikutsuki had no family.
月光館学園の理事長になる前はエルゴ研にいたんでしょ。その時にとか。
And does that mean he's the glasses researcher? No. Well, there's two glasses researcher. One is supposed to be Edogawa Sensei. So he's the more serious looking guy.
いや、いくつきには子供はおろか、家族すらいない。奴の頭にあったのは実験と滅びのことだけだ。
マッドサイエンティストってやつ？実験ってまさか身体実験とか？
ああ。奴は各地から孤児を集め、人工的にペルソナ使いを作る研究を行っていた。非人道的な人体実験だ。
マジかよ。なんつうやつだ。
いくつきはエルゴ研解体後も研究データやサンプルを持ち去り、個人的な実験を繰り返していたようだ。そのうちの一人の名が水無月翔。当時の被験者では最年少として記録されている。
孤児か。奴が引き取ったと？
いや、水無月翔はいくつきのお気に入りの実験体だったに過ぎない。
実験体ってそんな、あの子だって人間でしょ。どうしてそんなひどいことを。
当時の霧城とはそういった傲慢に満ち満ちた悪しき場所だったということだ。当時の彼の処遇は想像に難くない。いくつきのことだ。幼かった水無月は誰からも隔離監禁され、何者との交流も許されない孤独な環境で育ったのだろう。おそらくはその時の体験が今の水無月の人格形成に多大な影響を及ぼしているはずだ。
それで父親かよ。確かにいくつきみてえなダジャレとか言ってたな。そういやあいつ途中からいきなり人が変わったみてえになってたけど、あれって何だったわけ？
We all noticed that too. It was so sudden that his personality just switched. That rare-haired boy could have split personalities, but the presence that I felt was bothering me a bit.
みつるさん、さっきあの子が水無月って名乗った時、黄昏の羽の共鳴があった。あれは一体何やったんやろか。
いや、詳細は不明だ。赤い目の力についてもな。あるいはそれすらもいくつきの実験によるものなのか。未解読だが、いくつきのデータには水無月の名前と黄昏の羽について記されたものがあった。今菊野に解読を急がせているところだ。
あ、うちも受け取ってます。緊急時やしって菊野さんから預かったんやけど。
Yeah, but there's one file inside it they can't crack, right?
構わないぞ。いずれにしろ解読が終わり次第、君たちにも見てもらうつもりだったものだ。
Ikutsuki Shuji, the man who performed a countless number of inhumane experiments at their former ego research, who used Mitsuru-san and the others even while serving as the chairman of the Gekkokan High School, and who schemed to destroy the world. I can easily imagine how many victims his experiments may have created. I myself am a result of a similar process after all. So Shokun is another one of those victims.
ねえ、でも水無月って方のやつ、いくつきの復讐が目的じゃないって言ってたんでしょ？
ああ、これは推察に過ぎないが、圧倒的な孤独を持つ水無月の望みを叶えるために、水無月がこの事件を計画したように思えるな。
それとペルソナのかけらですね。
そうだな。水無月は町をこの赤い霧で覆い、その中で俺たちを戦わせることでペルソナを削り取ると言っていた。おそらくは俺たちが貼り付けにされている時に感じた倦怠感も同じ目的のものだろう。俺たちはまんまと奴の計略に乗せられたわけだ。
でも水無月っていう犯人はペルソナのかけらはもう集まったって言っていたんですよね。だったら。
ええ、おそらく奴はすでにその目的を果たしているはずだ。
あれを呼び起こすってやつか？つか、あいつが呼び出そうとしてるあれって何なんだ？やべえもんなのは大体わかるけど。
それについての情報はないが、しかし以前我々がタルタロスで遭遇した存在に似通ったものなら決してありがたいものではないだろう。
ペルソナのかけらか。一体何に使うつもりだって言うんだ。
Is this all part of what he wants? We fall silent, full of impatience and uncertainty. On top of that, the second personality gave us a word of caution as he was leaving. We need to make sure that everybody's safe as quickly as possible.
そういえばユキコたち。
そうクマ、水無月っちゅうやつはユキちゃんたちが危ないって言ってたクマ。
白金さんと辰巳さんはジュネスへ向かうと言っていました。順平さんの話では天城さんと久慈川さんも同じ場所にいたと。
あ、おう。でもあの二人は幹事君たちとやらを探すっつってたからもういねえと思うぜ。最悪入れ違いになってる可能性もあんな。
Uh-oh.
ああ、彼らのことが心配だ。部隊を2つに分けよう。塔の上に向かう者と鳴神くんの仲間たちを探しに行く者だ。それから山岸、サーチをかけて可能な限り彼らの居場所を特定してくれないか。
わかりました。うまくいくかわからないけど私が皆さんを探してみます。
Uh-oh.
山岸、頼む。
ペルソナ。
Furuka-san closes her eyes and concentrates, summoning her persona to search the surrounding area. Then again, the red fox seems to be able to block the search ability a little bit, like making Teddy sneeze when he tried to use his keen nose, so there's no knowing how well this will go.
街の霧が濃くなってるのかもしれない。ジュネス付近に2つの反応があります。辰巳くんと白金くんかも。ジュネスに向かって移動しているみたい。あとは見つけた。街で2つの反応が一緒に移動しています。ユキコとリセちゃんかな。
Who else?
心配だよ。
But where's Adachi though? Where's Adachi? The entire room shudders immensely and the building creaks. The one calling himself Minazuki is undoubtedly close to accomplishing his goal, whatever it is. There isn't much time left for us.
急ぐぞ。比較的軽症なゆかり、イオリ、アマダとコロマルはこのまま水無月を追ってもらう。私は秋彦、アイギスと共に鳴神くんの仲間たちの救出に向かう。
And where's you?
山岸はこの場に残り、我々のバックアップを。鳴神くん、君たちは消耗が激しすぎる。
Makes
しばらく
sense.
ここに留まり、回復を図ってくれ。
Yeah, but he's the strongest among all.
了解。全力でサポートします。
マジか？俺らも。
いや、俺たちはここにいた方がいい。山岸さんを守る必要もある。
Mm-hmm.
ねえねえ、クマはピンピンしてるクマよ。
キージョーさん、こいつ鼻が利くんでちっとは役に立つと思います。俺らの仲間探すのに使ってください。
ちっぽーって失礼な。ものすんごい役に立つでしょ。クマのオビズリーダーはビンビンで。
そうか。頼もしいな。ならばクマくんにも協力してもらおう。
みつるさん、
学校も町も迷宮化しています。救出作戦を実行する上で捜索する我々が固まって行動するのは得策ではありません。
Yep, need to separate into 2 groups.
アイギスの言う通り
Well, 3.
また一網打尽にされてはたまらんからな。二手に分かれた方が効率もいい。
よし、
3.
さらにチームを分けるぞ。私も多少の情報支援なら可能だ。秋彦と私、アイギスとクマくんでバディを組む。各自鳴神くんの仲間たちと合流したらジュネスを目指してくれ。一旦そこで落ち合い安全を確保する。
うよよクマ愛ちゃんと二人きり。これはひょっとして恋の予感クマ。やったるかわよ。
I can tell that Mitsuru-san's leadership and quick decision making have given everyone a morale boost. Of course, her strength stems from her deep care for her friends and comrades. All our anxiety and impatience disappears as if it never existed, and we're filled with renewed determination. We all wish to protect this world. Mitsuru-san approaches me.
今のうちに聞いておく。君はあの少年、水月翔をどう思う？
だってこないなことして世界を壊すなんて絶対に許されへんと思うけど。
けれど、なんだ？
あの子はうちと同じやと思う。うちはもう一度会ってちゃんと話してみんながうちを助けてくれたみたいに水月くんを助けたい思います。
Ever since I was born, I was always alone, knowing nothing of love, trust, or interpersonal bonds. I was taught only how to fight, and I never considered a possibility of befriending anyone. That young man, Minazuki Sho, is exactly how I once was. That's right. And if that's the case, I should be able to save Shogun the same way I was saved.
君も水月を追ってくれ。頼んだぞ、ラビリス。
はい。
With each of us given a duty to perform, we promise to reunite once the case has been solved and rush from the room. The occasional tremors causing the building to rumble ominously are becoming more and more frequent, as if giving us an audible countdown to the end of the world. Ooh. Why we're here? Damn. We're only 60%, man. Like literally, we're only going through 20% per stream. And it seems like there's a lot of branching points here, and their events are longer as well. Yeah, like I say, I think we need 2 more streams to finish this, okay? And we still have episode Adachi to go. But episode Adachi feels a bit short though. I go for... Depending on how long the events are, we might be able to just finish it in one go. But I think episode Adachi will probably deal with more with Sho. Okay? It will deal more about Sho than anything else. Okay? But with that said, I think I'll end it here, okay? I'm extremely tired, okay? This week is super tiring at work, okay? For a lot of reasons, okay? And things are about to get into another roller coaster ride starting tomorrow at work. And I'm not alone, so at least I have somebody to talk to, okay? And like share like what we're going through. But easy to say, like, if I'll definitely need some rest after work, okay? And if that's the case, I might start the stream a bit late, okay? So I don't know how long this is gonna last, but all I know is that it's not good news right now, okay? So with that said, I'll end the stream here, and we'll pick this up on Thursday. Tomorrow we'll play Dark Deity again, okay? Yeah. So that's all for now. See you next time. Bye-bye.